Hi everyone, welcome to the video for the higher order functions, the topic that we didn't really cover in our CSM discussion. So let's get right into it. This is all gonna be one take, so if I stutter, sorry, it takes too long to edit. So what is a higher order function? A higher order function is a function that either accepts a function as an argument, meaning another function, and it returns the function itself. Cool. So why do we need to use them? Well, for one thing, it generalizes code and prevent repetition. I'll show you an example right after this. Repetition. And it needs additional information from a related function. So like an inner outer method, additional information from related func. So sort of like inner, so def inner and def outer, right? So an example of this where um, we might need to use a higher order function is a greeting. So let's say we have def um, Bob greeting and takes in greeting. Sorry, instead of greeting, I should probably do greeter. So people don't get confused. So I'm gonna do print greeting, comma, Bob, right? So it takes in a greeting, whatever the greeting is, and it replies its name back. Now, that's one function. What if we have three functions in total with different names? So instead of Bob, we can do sponge, which replies with sponge, and we have Sandy, which replies with Sandy. Now, notice how we have three different functions for essentially the same thing. When we called in Bob Greeter, sorry, just the output, yeah, there it is. Hello? This is going to print out hello, Bob. Did not know how to write these. There we go. So, yeah, so we have three different functions for exactly the same thing. With higher order functions, we would basically delete all of this and write, sorry, I don't have like open space. Let's see here. We'll basically delete everything and write, sorry, just do not disturb right now. Def make greeter. So we're making a function called make greeter that takes in a greeting. That's a G, which takes in another function, greet, name, which takes in name, and I'll print out greeting, comma, name. So we're done with that, then we're just gonna return greet. So notice how, sorry, just gonna, so this would be the inner, and this would be the outer. So we have two functions. The def greet would be the inner, and the def out would be the outer, or make greeter would be the outer. So how do we call this? We sort of call the terminal by saying we assign a new variable, hello greeter, which is make greeter hello. So this greeting here has become hello, and we're just going to do hello greeter of Bob. So the output would be hello Bob. Now it can be the same for, let's say, another hello greeter. Let's say Lucas. Then what would the output be? Hello Lucas. So that's essentially the basics of higher order function. We have two functions calling upon each other, so we don't have any repetition. We track the variables not included in the original function. So in this case, we would be tracking the name variable. Just that. And it generalizes code. So let's move on to, oh, I just said that. Oopsie. Let's do this, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys like 10 seconds for you to sort of figure out in the video. Pause the video, feel free to pause. And yeah, there you go. That should be enough time for you to sort of read the problem and sort of get a chance to do on your own. You could always pause it. So how I'm gonna answer this? I'm gonna answer this by drawing a environment diagram. So I'm gonna draw arrows to let you know which line I'm on. So we're on, we're given Apple is equal to 4, right? So we have the global frame, which will be Apple is 4. So we're done with this line, and now we're gonna move on to this line. So we have the function orange. So orange is gonna be under the global frame. It's going to be pointed to the other function, or not the other function, the orange variable is going to be pointed to the function orange. So it's going to be function orange that takes in Apple, right? So we're skipping everything inside this code because we don't really need it right now. And we're going to go into this first part, right? Because we're not really calling anything here. This is the first time we've seen these two parentheses. We don't really know what it does, so we're gonna leave that alone, and we're just gonna move on to this first, right? So we're done with that. Then we go back into the statement because we're calling Apple on Apple, and we realize that hey, Apple's been reassigned again. So do you think we're going to be in the global frame for this one, or do we have to create another frame? Another frame, right? So we're going to be in frame 1, which takes in the function orange, or which is essentially the function orange. And we're going to have another Apple variable that's going to be 5, right? So, and we have another function that's plum, and it's going to be pointed to like this, func of plum. Let me get right this function of plum of x. But be careful about this. Notice how plum, Okay. We need blue. Notice how this plum is inside of this original function, orange? So what do you think the parent's gonna be? Is the parent gonna be this global frame that we have right here? Or this frame one, which is the function orange? And if you answer frame one, you're correct, because plum is inside the function orange. So we're just gonna write parent is equal to as 1. So be a little careful on that. On the test is they might trick you, but I believe you guys. You got this. So the return value, we're not really calling plum on anything. So the return value, there we go. It's just gonna be this function, right? Because we're just calling plum onto itself. Now we go back. Now we know what high belongs to. Why do we know what high belongs to? Because we have the plum function now. Before, we weren't working with the plum function whatsoever. We didn't even know it existed. Sorry. So now we're going to create a new frame, which is going to be F2. That is plum. Is there more space? Yeah, sorry, ignore this part. And the parent, whoa, oopsie. The parent is equal to F1. Let's give me close brackets. Then X is gonna take in. What's X gonna take in? High. So put high. Right? Now, instead of going to the apple line, we're gonna skip over it because we're already done with that line. We don't really need, we're not really interacting with the apple. We're gonna go to this line. And well, not that line, but like after, because we already did it. Now, what's high times 2? So high times 2. Can we do it? Yes, we can. So the return value, this is going to be RV high, one more I, and high again. So that's essentially how higher order functions go. There are some more practice that you're able to do. We're going to do more in class this Thursday at 2 to 3. I don't have the room yet, so I'm just going to book it right now. But yeah, I highly suggest you come. If you have any more questions, I'm literally a text away or an email away if you don't have my number yet. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in class. Thank you.